Hey everyone, welcome to Weekend Project. I'm Laura Lynn of the Mama Pop Quilt Shop, and we're very happy to see you here today. We're working on something I kind of saw and liked and adapted because I couldn't find actually a free pattern. So I will give you the cuts that I came up with, and you can hopefully make your own. So we're calling that, Munchkin and I came up with it. I know it's like cats and tails and whatever, but we're calling that kitty go round. We like it. So that's a sample, and that's using 2 different colors for the cats. Hopefully you can see it. I haven't sewn the blocks together. I was just doing a tester. And this one we're going to have 4 different colored cats and how we're going to put them together. So please be patient. This may be a little bit of a long video, and I appreciate you sticking it out to the end, and we're going to create something very, very neat, okay? So this is actually for someone. A long time ago when the grass was green and dinosaurs ruled the earth, very long time ago, there was a lady who kind of helped me get started in my little sewing career around here in town, and just as me to say thank you. They moved away about 5 years ago, and this is my little way to say thank you. We've always been cat enthusiasts together, and Clive really loved her, and so this is for Wayne and Joanne. So hopefully they like it, and hopefully they will like how I come up. So I'll share the video via Facebook so they can see it that way. So what we need to do is cut a few pieces. So we're going to concentrate on the center part first, that little swirly bit, which is also called snail tails or snail trail or so on and so forth, but I just put an extra section around it. So I did get both inspiration for the videos from Missouri Star Quilt Company. The one was Pins and Paws, and the other one was the Snail Trails, okay? So I just adapted the pattern to what I needed it to be because one ended up at one side and size and one ended up at the other size, so I just adapted, okay? So hopefully that works. So we've got our little kitties. These are going to be our kitties right here, and I need to cut one more of the red. And of course you need the parts when you're building your kitty. So all 4 on the center, like to make that little 4 patch in the center, I need 4, one of each color. So I need to make sure I'm cutting those pieces right now. So I just need to finish off the red. I've got some that go for the go round, for the spirally part for the snail trails. These are some part of my pieces here. I have the other ones here and here ready to go. There is a bit of cutting involved, but if you cut a strip of 5 inches, okay, and you, of a width of fabric, instead of just using your charm packs or your 10-inch squares or your layer cakes or anything like that, you just cut a 5-inch strip of your width of fabric. You can actually make 2. And you just chop it up and away you go, because that's all you need is your 5-inch strip, and you adapt it to there. So what we need to do is your first piece right here is 9.5 by 5. Okay, 9.5 by 5. Hope you're writing this down. All right, so I'm going to put this on the 9.5 mark here, and then go cut it on the 0, which was really 30, but that's okay. Okay, so there's my body for my cat. Now I need to make sure the cat has a head, which is going to be 5 by 3. 5 by 3, okay? And then you just move that over and you cut a strip at 2.5 because it is 5, and you cut 2.5, and you cut that little one by 2.5, and you got yourself 2 little squares. Just trying to line it up on my cute little ruler here. Okay, and those are just the bits that I need to build the cat. That's it. Really super, super easy. I've got my background fabric here, which is the lighter gray from there. I chose that to be my background instead of the dark gray that I have on that one, just to kind of lighten it up because these ones are a little dark in tone-wise. All right, so there's my 4 little kitties pieces all built. Now I just need to make sure I have a 3.5 cut in half, only 1/2 of it, and a 5 cut in half, only half of it that we need, cutting in diagonal, okay? So let's do the 5 first, because 5 by 5 is super easy. And then I want to make sure I'm cutting it on the diagonal. And because this is a diagonal fabric to begin with, I'm making sure I'm actually cutting it so I get in some straight lines going across. Like I'm trying to make them all the same, okay? So that's just a piece that's going to go off to the side. And now you're going to cut another one at 3.5, okay? 3.5, and then cut it on the diagonal, and you're only going to use half of it. This actually, if you were to keep doing these blocks the way they are, they actually make 2. But we only need to do 1 of each color. But I mean, if you were trying to do a big one, I'm just trying to do a wall hanging. So there we go. Oh, sorry, I have to cut it in half. Silly. All right. Okay, there we go. And that is literally all the pieces that we need, okay? And of course we got these ones cut. For the outside half square triangles, I cut them at 8 and then went in half. No, did I do that? I think I did. 8 and then went in half, and then we'll sew those together, okay? So first let's build out a cat, and then we'll build out the traily part, and then we'll go back to 3 more cats, okay? Just because it's really easy. All right, so with these cats, I want them all so the head is on the right-hand side, because that's what helps with the spiral as it's going around. See how they're all the same way? They're all with the left, the heads are up on the left, their bums are on the, heads are on the right, bums are on the left, sort of thing. Okay, and the tail is curving around. So you want to take one of your background pieces of your 2.5 and you're going to place it in the upper left corner, because when you're going to stitch from corner to corner here and flip that up, you're just forming your cat body. Then this piece goes right here to help with the head, and then these 2 pieces right here go on a little strip for the background, which is 2.5 by 5, and they just get stitched down in the opposite directions, okay, right on here, and those help make the ears. And then this piece right here, which is just a 5-inch square, helps finish up the cat. Super easy. It's actually a fantastically easy block, okay? And of course I want to utilize all these little extra bits, so I was actually getting 3 half square triangles extra because I was doing the extra little 1/4 inch measurement and then sewing and cutting that off for every little cat, so I was getting 3, okay? Oops, my pencil. That's not the pencil. That's okay, this will do. I keep missing it. Jeez. Alrighty. It's always something around here, I tell you. All right, so I was trying to mark, because sometimes, you know, even with this 2.5, I'm not so exact, but I do try my very bestest, okay? So I am gonna mark that there, and I'm gonna mark on these ones here, making sure they're going in the other direction, and you're trying to make ears, okay? So from this center point out to the edge, and this center point out to the edge, make sure you're lining them up right on top of the fabrics with right sides together, okay? Okay, now let's go putter at some of those. Oh, I forgot to cut it too, 1.5 by 1.5. I need that for my center of my little 4 patch. Okay, so we're going to sew on that line. And then to get our little extra bonus, because I'm slowly filling up my bucket, I swear, it's going to take a little bit to fill it, but it's going to make a neat little bag in the end. Or wall hanging, or whatever it ends up being. Okay, so I just sewed that twice. One on the line, and then a 1/4 inch over from that line. Okay, and I'll do that as well as for the body piece, okay? And they really are quite fast to put together, you know, and it's, you could have like a little cat party. Great for any cat lover. Wall hanging, and just make more and more and more to turn it into a quilt. There's a bunch of quilt patterns out there where they just continue on and loop into the next cat and so on and so forth. I think it's really quite cool and pretty. So there's always that too. So, you know, be creative. I just thought, you know, this would make a nice little wall hanging. I think they would like that. All right, so we're gonna cut our little bits off, and then we're gonna press those 2 pieces. And then I will show you how fast our kitty cat comes together, okay? So here we go. Press that up. I'm going to press her little ears out. Okay. Oh, cute little red cat. Okay, so put those off to the side. All right, so there's our body. I'm going to build him so he's looking at me, so don't be discouraged. I'm just going to build them the separate way, and making sure you're lining up the top of your piece, your 3 by 5, with the top of your ears. Not this way, this way. So it looks like you got ears, not you, but the cat. You know what I mean. Okay, so you want to sew that together, and then you're going to sew your big 5 patch to that, and then this to that, and bibbidi bobbidi boo. You got a kitty cat and 3 for the extra pile that measure out at approximately 1 3/4 inches. There we go. I was actually doing a mystery quilt, the one that Angie and I are doing, and they've got like 1 inch half square triangles that I have. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's tiny. I was trying to get as many as I could. And I'm trying to also look for projects that will enhance my collection. So, and things I haven't tried before. I have not tried the snail trail block, nor have I tried the cat block until today. And I always try and do a little bit of a demo tester for myself to make sure it's going to go okay. And because I knew I had to adapt the pattern, I thought, okay, I better definitely make a tester. So, all right, now that we sewed that 5 patch onto the top next to the head, we attach this to the bottom, and that gives us a 9.5 by 9.5 inch block. Okay. So we want to make sure all our other blocks are approximately 9.5 by 9.5 inches. We may have to square up just a smidgy widgy, but you know, we can do it. It's all good. Okay, there we go. Meow. Right, let's press this. And then we'll do the spiral, and then we'll make 3 more cats. Okay. There we go. Isn't it cute? Oh my God, so easy. Like really so easy. Okay, and the same with the background. Strip of 5 inches, strip of the width of the fabric, chop up everything you like and need. It's fantastically easy. Okay, all right. So what I need to do here first is to make. Oh, do I have that piece there? Is that 1.5? Oh, that is. All right. So I just need to get a 1.5 from this. And then I need to do my 4 patch nest. Okay, now this I'm hoping I don't mess up on because I'm thinking about it. Maybe I should have just stuck with the 2 colors, but me being brave trying to do it the 4 colors. Hopefully I can get the layout to be consistent that the tail looks like it's still spiraling together. Okay, so I'm just going to take 2 and 2 and then sew those 2 together, okay? Not trying to be anywhere specific in picking colors because no matter what, they're just going to be the same no matter which way you flip them. There's still going to be 4 different colors. Okay. Beautiful day. Oh, it's stunningly beautiful day out today. Can't believe how beautiful it is. And has been. I've been riding my bike all week, even in the rain. But I did. Okay, there's our tiny little 4 patch. Okay. We need to press that, and then here's where we start building out that spirally tail, okay? I know it looks a little complicated, but we need to make sure we're laying it up the way we need to be. So I think with this one here, with this green, I need to make sure that it's whatever's to the left, because that's what I was looking at. So whatever's on the left is green, goes on the top. So on the bottom here, if I were to go flippity floppity flu like that, I take the other black one because the black is up on the left hand corner. Okay, well that's not quite square, so let's touch that with the little ruler and rotary first. I'm not sure how that got way wanky. What the heck happened there? All right, just a smidge. That was really weird. Okay, so like I said, the left, whatever's to the left, you pick that color. I'm trying to make this as easily as possible to wrap my little pea brain around to make it easier for me. So I'm going to do green on one side and black on the other. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to do the green and the red, okay, of the smaller sizes. Oh, I don't think we needed that extra one there. Okay, so, and where's that one? Oh, there we go. I just want to get them ready, okay? So that should be the start of our little spiral, okay? So let's sew down those 2 sides. And hopefully that encourages you guys to try some. So of course it's 1 by 1 for the square, and then this is a 2.5 cut on a diagonal, and then I have a 3.5 cut on a diagonal, a 5 cut on a diagonal, and an 8 cut on a diagonal. And I just realized I think I gave you the wrong size for the half square triangles. I think I said 8 and they're not. I think they're 10. I think they're 10 and a bit, 10.5. But we can double check measuring. I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to lead you astray. All right, see, that's how that should look. You can tell you're trying to get that to go spiraling around, okay? I know it may take a little bit, and hopefully you're brave and do the four different colors, because I think that just really stands out so uniquely. There we go. And you can always trim this up, trim them up afterwards. It doesn't matter. Tails aren't going anywhere. And like I said, this one is green up here, so he needs to be there. And this one needs to be here, trying to build that spiral. That snail trail, or whatever it is they call it, or the wave. It's called the wave. One of our very generous viewers gave us one of their 9.5-inch whirl blocks, was that little trail. And I loved it. It was beautiful. So thank you for inspiring me today. Okay, Okay, now we're going to give that a press, and then we're going to look at it again and figure out what's to the left and plan out. Hopefully that makes it go okay. I mean, that's kind of how I did the first one. I don't see why the principle would change too much with the colors, but you do have to do some squaring up, because that is way not square. Okay, way not square. So just be gentle. Work one side, then the next. Okay, and this should be about a 3.5-inch block. That's what it looks like to be in the end, once you squaresing it up. Okay, there we go. Much prettier, isn't that? But much prettier, much better, whatever. Anyways, it looks good. Okay, so now we have this again, and we're looking at it. So what's to the left? The black. So I think the black should go up here, and the green goes down here. We're going to lay it out, though, because we don't want to get too confused. And this is now we're using the 3.5-inch square. Okay, I think that looks like the way it's supposed to be. Okay. So whether you're working this side, that side, whatever kind of side you got going on, it's, oh, I did that the wrong one. Silly. I was like, that's not looking good. There we go. So now we go and do the green and the black, and then the striped, and then the other striped, okay? So let's line that up. This is literally the hardest part. The cats are so easy, as you can tell. We've already done one. So super easy. And this is just the more of the complicated. It's like a square and 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 a square, etc. Right? Munchkin's keeping Mr. Clive busy because he's been very rambunctious today. I think because it's been very warm. But he should be very thankful he's got air conditioning. Most cats in the hood don't. All right, there we go. Working it around, and then we only got a couple more go arounds, okay, or kitty go rounds with the tail, and then we square it up to 9.5. You end up kind of chopping off a little bit, but we needed to square it up so it was the same size as the cat. So, you know, gotta do what you gotta do. All right, so now we need a red and our stripe. Oh, it's so pretty. Hopefully it turns out. I really do. Hopefully it turns out. I'll be so proud to give that to them. Well, I'll be mailing it to them. They live way down south, almost near the American border. Forgot where exactly they moved to. It wasn't London. It was like the other side of London or something. All right, so the other one on, just line her up. Kind of keep your points in the center. And make sure you're kind of giving equal portions of those little the tabby tabs on either side. Okay. And then press, and then we do the 5, and then we do the 8, and then we square it up, and then we're done. Okay. So you're going to have to square up each time around. Even Jenny said that too in her video. That it never turns out square, so you're going to have to square them up. It's just the way it is. Okay. I'd say more for the birds, but someone said that was bad for them last year. So I certainly don't want to be hurting the birds. Okay, All right, there we go. See, nice and pretty. Okay, now, again, we build like we were doing. What's to the left? Green's to the left. Okay, and then black. Line those up, and then we'll came and do the other sides as well. The stripes on either side, the green stripe and the red stripe. Okay, and there's little bits, just little bits. You can stuff something with it. You can find something to do with them, I'm sure. Some sort of crafty project. I would love to see. Sorry. The lilacs are in bloom. I was riding my bike home from crossing guard the other morning, and the breeze ruffled a big bush of them as I was coming up the road on Ann Street, and it just, I was like, oh, it was so beautiful. I almost wanted to turn around and come back up again. Just smelled so lovely. Okay, so we'll just press that a little bit. Okay. And this is where it actually had, this was the last one they had us going on for the Jenny Doan's tutorial, okay? They only had this last little bit, the 5 going on, and then they stopped it because it ended up being an 8-inch block, okay? So if you like the snail and trail and want to stop there and keep it in 8, then go right ahead. There you go. There's your tutorial on the snail. Okay, try and make sure those little kind of overlapping shoulder looks like a little square there. If that makes any sense. I love this fabric. Most of it is donated by Angie, my Texas buddy. Sorry, itchy nose. I had Clive in my hands as my customer was here. And she's an older lady, and I didn't want her jumping up on his lap, or her, didn't want him jumping up on her lap. Because if he feels like he's not welcome, he just digs his little claws in and says he's sticking around for a little bit. And I didn't want him doing that to her. So. It's actually, she's one of the founding members of our quilt guild here in the Erin Village Quilters. So I was happy to see her beautiful projects come on. She had a couple mystery quilts, and they're just beautiful. Hoping maybe to show one of them as a Long Arm Wednesday coming up soon. I do have kind of a time limit on them, so it may have to be filmed early and then published later, okay? All right, so there I just cut out the little tabby bits that were causing some little bit of distortion. And then we're going to even this up. Okay. Just a little bit. He needs to come over just a smidge. Okay, there. And there. And there's so many things you can do with this block. Like it's quite pretty. You know, just keep building and building and building and building and building. So I'm just trying to level them up. It's not at all an 8-inch block. It's more like a 7 1/4. This is the way I put it together. Oh, we need some even sides though. Okay. There. There, no, this one needs to be trimmed just a little bit on one of these sides here to make it even. Okay, all right. Off to the side or on the floor, either way it goes. Okay, so now that is your, if you wanted the snails, that is at the block right there, okay? Very beautiful, and that's just in 4 different colors. You could do just in 2, it doesn't matter. Okay, now on for the last final piece to bulk it out to the size that we need for our kitty cats, okay? So we're gonna go, actually, let's be consistent the way I was going, which was gray. Oops. I had to piece the green, but that's okay. And where's the, oh, I thought it was the one that hit the floor. All right. I know the tabs are bigger, but that's okay. We're going to cut some of them off. All right, now we're going to sew those down, and then we'll sew these 2 down, okay? And then a couple more kitty cats, and then we're done. Super, super easy. And hopefully, what I had envisioned in my mind has come to fruition. And it looks awesome sauce. Well, you know, pretty pretty darn cool. Let's go for that. All right, I could just flip these on. There we go. We're going to have to square it up anyway, so we'll press it and square it up. It took me a little while to pick all these colors out, because I wanted something that was complementary to each other, as well as the background, as well as, you know, anything else I had going on. Okay, press that. Then we'll cut some tabs off. Come here, you. Hopefully everybody's having a great weekend. And tomorrow we're working on the part 2 of the double wedding ring quilt. Last weekend was fantastic. It was absolutely fantastic the way it came together. I was very, very proud and happy the way it turned out. So I can only assume that the receivers will be very happy with the results as well. So there we go. Okay, that's nice and big. So this almost makes a 12.5-inch block if you didn't square it up, okay? All right, now we know we need to. So we need, what is it, about 9.5? So we pretty much come right to these points. These points right here need to be lopped off. So let's line that up. Lines that up best we can. Take my bigger ruler and do some cutting. Let's do a little bit first on either side. It's always, you can always come back and trim, but you can't always add. Okay, hold on. Make sure I'm doing this right. Put it on the solid there, and it's 9.5 that I need. Okay, we could take a little bit more off. Just a little bit, because they take it in a little bit on either side, and then it doesn't feel like such a big chunk. Okay. Scoot that way. Okay, and then we'll just do a little bit more this way. Patience. It'll get you so far in life if you just have a little patience. My mother keeps telling me. Okay, so there is our beautiful center for the tails. Okay, now we want to build our cat, so we know this one is going to go that way. Perfect. So we need to make sure we have this guy over here. So let's start building them out, okay? Easy, McPeasy. So we got 3 kitties to build. There we go. So let's put that and that and that together. That needs to go on that corner. That needs to go on that corner. And that needs to go on this corner. Okay, so we can do all 3 of those right now. Okay, and we're going to sew from one side to the next. From one little edge here to this little edge there. Okay, 1. Now, if you wanted them, there's the one that she has them. They're all like sitting in a row. They're just these blocks, and you just keep doing the blocks of block. I'll show you once we get a couple built, the 4 built, and you'll see. That is amazingly and cute, fantastic on a sew. And of course, if you wanted them so they were facing each other, or backs to backs, or so on and so forth, you just have to put the tail over on the other side and build the head over on the other side. It's just, that is the easiest thing. Flip the piece. Okay. All right, so that's 1, 2, and 3, and then we might as well, while we are here, get these little pieces to do the ears. Make sure we've got the right sides together. And make sure my fabric's in the same direction. I don't want one laying this way and one laying that way. You see how the stripes are different? You kind of want to make sure they're the same, okay? Unless you want to do something quirky and weird, that's all up to you. It's your cat. we're only allowed one cat, says Mr. Clive. So, because he doesn't get along with anybody else. Unless it's Sophie or us. I mean cat-wise. All right, so lining those up. And then the last one here, oh, there we go, is these. Make sure I'm getting the right sides together. And right here. And, oh, make sure my little circles are going up and down too. You want to make sure every little thing counts when it comes to those sorts of things, right? So, oops. Okay, now these ones you get marked on this side. It's just kind of a little basic guideline for those. Oh, that one's on the other side. Sometimes with some fabrics you can tell the right and the wrong, even on a solid. Okay, and this is just a little light blue chalk. No one's ever going to see it. Okay, we'll line those two back up better once we get there. And then this one. Okay, and that's it. We sew these, sew them together. Kitty corral or kitty go round is done. All right, okay. And these little bits we need to save because that's part of the heads, okay? Who made this mess on the floor? I tell you. All right. Every time I turn around, someone's making a mess. And I do want those extra pieces, so I am taking the time to sew that extra little seam to give me that little tiny half square triangle. Utilize the fabric, right? My theme for this year was scrappy. So I'm trying to utilize everything that we get out of every project. Okay, so that's those two done. Or those two ears made. Just need to cut. And I took pictures of our garden and posted them into the Mafia group. Love to see anybody else's gardens going on out there. We have above bed. We have very gravelly land here. So it's very rocky. So it was the only way we could actually grow. And we've done those for, I think it's 6 years now. Just recently, last year was for the little beds, but the big ones that you'll see in the pictures, that's been there for a while. And we have to top them up a little bit each year on the soil and stuff, and we rotate our crops. You know, cucumbers there, tomatoes there, move them, so on and so forth, so. All right, that's those ones. Those are the ears done. We'll cut those in a moment. Let's do our tails, or end of the body. It's not really the tail. We've already worked on the tail. I guess the round part of the body. There we go. And this is super fast after this. Well, it's actually pretty much a super fast block. You know, you got a layer cake and don't know what to do with it as a gift. This is definitely one way. Or you just want to bust in some scraps and you got some 5-inch squares or some 5-inch strips or whatever. There you go. You can make the cat. Because I'm like, well, I don't have a layer cake, but I do have material. So let's go looky-loo. Let's see what I can come up with. And this one has been on the list of for me to do, like the two of them for a little while. So. And I believe I said last year, it's I had a cat block in mind. So, and this was it. All right, now we get to cut. Now we get to sew. Now we get to cut and sew. Okay, now let's lop off all the bits that we don't need, and then get into the bucket. Which, make sure it's nice and straight. Don't be cutting into things you don't need. Okay, so there's one. We'll put him, this little face piece and his little border piece, and then we'll lop off his, his ears made here. Okay, and there's his beautiful ears. Okay, that's one. Now we'll get this one done, and then we'll just sew those quick little kitties together. Now you don't have to do this extra part bit. I mean, you know, to me, it's useful fabric. It shouldn't be tossed. So, and it's easier to stitch it there than trying to take the two little half squares and try to put the little half triangles together. So, for me, anyways. All right. So here's my face piece, my extra background piece. Sorry, face piece or head piece. It's more like the back of the cat than really the front of the cat, so. Okay. And one more for good luck. Okay, there we go. Now, start building out. Let's do these ears. Give them a little lovin'. This is where you can definitely give your cat's personality. You know, I love the fabric that was chosen with all the sewing themes. I thought that was fantastic and really, really cute. You know, who wouldn't love, you know, a sewer. Cat lover and a sewer would love sewing fabric theme. You know, like I did my little tablet cover. That was in the sewing fabric themed. Okay, all right. Now, kitty cat build out, go. All right, we got ourselves a body. Got ourselves our extra piece. Got ourselves a face. We've just lost our ears. There we go. Found our ears. So we sew our ears to our head, and then the background piece to the head, and then that section to the body. And done. And make sure you get in the right side. Some of this little gray fabric's actually on the back of Auntie Julie's quilt. That's why I chose to use the little scrappy bits here. So you'll see that on Wednesday. Auntie's Julie Purple Lone Star. It's getting finished. Very excited. Very excited. That's been an awesome adventure. I learned a lot on that. That pinning seams is your very best friend. As well as the seam ripper. Okay, there we go. 2 cats. Okay, of course you'll have to do a little bit of squaring up. That's always the case. Okay, background, and where's my ears? Okay, there we go. You're like, ears are on the side of your head, Laurelyn. Not those ears. These ears. Okay, and then again, background piece next to that, stitch on down, one more cat to make, and then it's the half square triangles, and I'll lay it out on the table, and that's exactly what it's going to be. And you just have to watch for the face group to catch the final photos. I haven't quite decided if I was going to put a little border around it yet. To be surprised. All right, one more cat. Bibbidi bap. One more cat. Now, this background piece. I like the striped one. I don't know, I think that's my favorite. This one right here. All right, there we go. 3 cats, 4 cats done. Okay, Awesome. There we go. Cat, cat, cat. All right, let's do these real quick. And then we'll finish doing the block, okay? So it's just 4 half square triangles. And I cut them at... It was 10. Because it ends up with a 9.5 inch block. So that should be enough because the other ones are cut too big. So, and I really had a lot to trim off, I think, or look like I had. So, all right, so just 4 of these for each corner. And that gives us a really neat 9 patch, really. Because it's just 9 blocks, right? Okay, now make sure you're doing the right sides together. Almost there. Okay. And of course, you're going to square up these little half square triangles too, but I know you know that. But we'll get laid out here so you can see what it looks like. And that's weekend project. That's what's going to keep me busy. Besides working in the garden and setting up a hammock and chilling in the sun. Is that possible, chill in the sun? You know what I mean. Hanging out. All right, one more. And of course you're going to press to the dark on these. The darker color of the 2 for the half square triangles. Okay. There, there, and there. Okay, now we want to make sure we are saving our little buddies here because we worked so hard for them already. Okay, check out our bucket. It's getting filled. It's getting there. Okay, now move all the extra bips and bobs over here off. Let's press these 3 that I got done and didn't get a chance to press. Okay. There. And there. Yeah, I'd have to say the stripy cat's my favorite. Stripy cat. Okay. There we go. And we'll just do these real quick here. Because they're not going to lay flat unless I do. All right. And then we'll set it up and you can see what it's going to look like. Pretty much like the one on the wall, but with 4 colors instead of 2. And hopefully I did it justice. Hope I figured it out right. Okay, there, and one more. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, all right. Now, move this off to the side. We want these 4 going in. And we want one of these cats up here. And we're going to want one of these cats. Hold on, let's see how I got to go with this here. There. So he's going to want to go there. And he's going to want to go there. And he's going to want to go there. Yeah. 2, 2, 2, 2. And then this guy goes here. And this guy, oops, wrong side, Dinkle. I'm sorry, Dorf. I realized I was laying it down. I apologize. There we go. So hopefully you can see how cute that is and how cute it's going to be when we get it all done. What am I doing here? What's twist? One more? What, this?
Yeah.
All right. Munchkin's right. I knew he'd help. Thank you, Munchkin. Much appreciated. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. And we'll get this sewn correctly. Hopefully you enjoyed this weekend's project when I kind of gave you a sample of 2 blocks and, of course, one really big half square triangle. Have a fantastic weekend, everybody. And we'll see you on tomorrow's live stream.